probably that Andrea's found called lip stopping. You know, you can't clap with one hand; you need both. And many players, they think, oh, the top lip does all the work, or the bottom lip does all the work. It really should be a union. So it's a bit laborious. Have you done it, Andrea? Have you had any success with it?
No, I haven't got through the whole book yet.
All right. Oh, but it's not a race. It's not a race. No. Just read it over a coffee. The best thing, if you do get the book, guys, is to just read it through and just soak it in. Just have a bucket full of knowledge, if you know what I mean. And then when you go through it work-wise, things, you go, oh, yeah, you understand it more. And you've got me as well, of course. But I think one of your lips it isn't playing ball, Ashley. And I regularly, because people think I've cured myself of dystonia. People think my scar tissue is gone. People think I've got another twin brother that's pretending to be me. I've still got all the problems that I had with the accident. I don't want people to think that, oh, it just goes away. It doesn't. So what I had to do is examine all these little things. That's why the book is so different to a lot of other books out there. So you hold the bottom lip really, really strong, and you wake it up angrily. Really give it some air, and then stop the top lip as if you had a moustache. And within seconds, the blood and oxygen flows into the capillaries that you probably might have been crushing. This might not be the answer, Ashley, but that's how I start. That's how I start. And the other thing that I come up with was what I call the pea shooter articulation. So just before you play, you hold your instrument in one hand. And I ain't got much room here, by the way. This is a tiny, tiny little studio because my neighbour doesn't want to hear any noise. So I'm surrounded in velvet curtains. So what I'm basically going to do, I'm going to put my finger in between my teeth, and instead of blowing my finger out and going, my teeth will clam up. But if I go straight into playing that, it's not a very focused note. But what is happening is both lips are working. You don't even know what note you're going to get, but it doesn't really matter. But what it does, it gets both lips working, and you just bring your instrument up, and don't think trumpet, don't think trombone, don't think instrument per se. Think microphone. So you go, and the vibration is a lot freer. And that must make sense.
Yeah.
I call it the pea shooter articulation. I spent about 2 or 3 days. I had a writer's block when I got to this bit in the book. Yeah, just do it with your finger, Ashley. No, pull it away and buzz straight away. No, you're waiting too long. Even if you don't get the mouthpiece placement right, it doesn't matter. Try it. We've got no sound. There's all the sound on.
Sorry, I muted it. Sorry, Marcus.
Well, that's really helpful. What are you going to do? Lip read? It's not being funny, but it's richer already.
That's cool. I'll give that a go, Marcus. Yeah.
It's worth a bit of effort, Ashley, especially if you can get on the C and then lip down. If anyone is out there, I know Gary's had a couple of sessions with me. Don't play. This is crazy. You'll never read this or hear this. Don't play the note you want to play. Always play above the note and then lip down. There's a chapter in the book about the spring, about the inverted spring. So instead of going da 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 da, the spring wants to go back down again. So you fix the spring from the top and go boo, then the spring wants to go back. And so when you're working on your bottom notes, Ashley, suspend them from a higher note. It might even be the C. So play the C on third space and then lip down, say to the G. Yeah, and just when you get to that funny note that you weren't very happy with, just reiterate it. So you keep the air going and just retongue it. Ha ta, ha ta. Don't stop the air. Oh, checks in the post, he says. What was that like?
Yeah, it's good. I think there's a lot of muscle memory that I can force it to come out, but I'm intrigued to try maybe from G to G and see what happens. So, because I think that's the money shot. So
go on
from
then,
there,
go on then. Yeah.
And that's the one where it kind of you can feel the crack. But I'll work on that one. So
I heard that, but what I'm saying is we've improved 2 or 3 notes within seconds. So just develop that system I've just shown you onto the lower notes.
Cool. I'll give that a go.
And don't be in a hurry. A semitone at a time. Don't keep opening the wound up. Is it where you go? Oh yeah, a lot of people do this. They go, this note's really terrible, but this one's good. Well, why don't you play the good one first and then work either side of it? So yeah. So Ashley, that will work. This cannot not work. A lot of these things have been tried and tested. It took me 15 years to learn to play again. I know we're all slightly different, but over the years, we've hammered the lips so much, we've crushed the capillaries. This makes sense, guys.
Yeah.
It does for me. You know my old career, Marcus. It's not good for you. So
I forgot. You know what? Since my bang on the head, Ashley, how did we first meet? How did we meet?
I think we met on a forum ages ago and we had a chat. So
okay, all right.
I'm a cold streamer, unfortunately. So.
Oh right. Well, your ex-director of music has just done me an arrangement for my new album.
Oh, which one's that? Cool.
Ian McGilligan.
Oh, Ian's lovely. Bless him. So
I'll give him your love.
You
all
can,
right.
so.
I haven't spoken to Andrew. Andrew, tell me a bit about yourself. Did you? Let me see if I've got some memory. Did you say you had a leak somewhere? Did you refresh my memory? How can we help you?
It's just my tonguing really. I could do it if I think about it, but I can't focus on any of the other components of playing if I have to focus on tonguing.
It's upset you too much, has it, that you can't move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you got an instrument there?
No, I could go get it if you wanted.
Well, I don't like to give advice without, there's so many people on these forums and all these help things, and perhaps you could tell me what to say. I read all this stuff, I'm thinking, that won't work. That just cannot work. And there's so many ideas out there, and sometimes when they offer this advice, I really want to say, stop, give me 10 minutes of your time. And you can't do that because I'll get trolled, like I did over the last 2 or 3 years. The trolls have stopped, by the way, because other people like you are jumping on him and saying, leave him alone. I've got one of his gadgets, or I've got his book or whatever. So you go and get your horn, Andrew, and while I talk to Gary, I've got a solution for you. I think I have already. I was geared up for you a couple of weeks ago, but we lost contact. Gary, when we last met, you had this blowback thing happen on the trombone. Do you remember? No, we haven't got any sound. Tom, are you still there?
No, he's gone.
I don't know what to say to him. What did he say to him? Switch off and switch back on again. Is everything back to front, or is it all? Is it the right way around? Oh, great. Switch off. Let's just do this. Gary. Switch off. And come back. Is that readable, guys?
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah.
Gary, switch off and come back.
You can read it.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah. I don't know whether he's done it yet, but
It's better than smoke and mirrors, isn't it? Okay, Andrew, let me hear your tonguing. And does it happen in one particular part of the register, or what?
No, it's just I can tongue. It's just I can't do it while I'm playing a piece of music.
Okay.
I can tongue my scales, but
okay, all right. So what you need to do is forget the tongue for a minute,
right,
and just go ha. Just blow so the lips just come together. No tonguing. Just play me a note. Okay. Well, that's clear. There isn't anything in the way of that. That's a nice sound, that Andrew. So what I want you to do is, as that note is traveling through, just tongue it very gently. Ha, ta, not heavy, not trying to articulate it heavily. Just go without stopping the air. Try that for me.
yeah.
That's right. Don't stop the air. Ha, ta.
Okay.
Again. Yeah, just start off very gently and just do 4 gentle quavers. Ta, 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 ta. But get the air going first. One of the biggest things for brass players, Andrew, is air. And so many brass players don't attack. They don't put any air through. And the air should be like a tap, whether you're playing minims, semi-breves, semi-quavers, whatever note you play, the note isn't determined by the air. The air is turned on and you articulate over it. So do that again.
Okay.
And just do 4 gentle quavers. How does that feel for you, Andrew?
Yeah, it feels okay. Feels better
All
than
right.
I have done.
Right now, the other thing you want to do, if you do want to do some articulation that has got some punch behind it, is to get the air going like I just showed you, and then say the word don't. So you're going to go don't through the note.
Right.
And that will give you a staccato, or that will give you a sforzando piano. So get the air going first. Take a nice big breath. Don't raise your shoulders. That's good. And after a few minutes, you'll be able to start the note like that. No. And if it starts going wrong again and you start losing confidence over it, just go back to blowing a note. Do you have a teacher at the moment?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Have they made any suggestions about improving your tonguing?
They've just suggested to keep practicing it over and over again.
Now, practicing over again gives you the same results. If you don't do something different, that's why I'm doing these clinics and workshops and masterclasses. If you don't do something different, you end up with the same problem. And then you go back and you hear the same thing again. I don't believe in 15 hours of long notes either. All that does is makes indelible what you were doing before. So this is the plan for you. Okay, we'll see you again in another couple of weeks. You get the air going first, then you articulate it. And if it goes bad again, just get the air going first. Okay. And the don't is not in the book. I don't. If you haven't got the book, I'm not trying to get you to buy the book. I just don't know who's got it. we've come to 300 book sales, and I was worried about publishing it. So Andrew, there's a thing in the book about not stopping the air. Just keep that air going, and then put in your mind, you're an intelligent guy, imagine you're blowing a balloon up. So when your tongue, don't go like this. There's my picture, yeah. Don't go, don't do that. One column of air.
Yep.
Does that help?
Yeah,
you imagine that balloon is on the bell. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep in touch. You're going to stay for the rest of the show. Pick some other tips up. But see, we've all got different issues. Mine is the trombone. Everything associated with it. Everything. Tonguing, notes, pitch. Right, Andrea, where we got with you then? Did it help?
It did help, but I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Obviously, when we last spoke, you were talking about the word "you," and I've been concentrating on, making sure my whole mouth is in the right place and to produce that note. And like you said earlier, it comes out terribly. It's like I'm a beginner again, and it's like I'm going to pursue this, and I'm going to, stick with it. But the notes just don't sound particularly clear at all.
Can I hear you?
Yeah, of course you can. I do sound like a beginner when I'm doing it, but
okay.
So I mean, I can feel this is working harder than it used to be.
Straight away, Andrea, there's a smiling issue in your mouth. You lovely girl, happy girl, but it's more this than it is this.
I don't know how I've tried, and I don't know. I thought I had changed it. I thought I'd already changed it, but obviously not.
And
I don't know how to change it, because I thought that was I'm trying to produce the sound or the word "you" while I'm playing.
Well, the word "you" will give you the oral shape, as it were.
Yeah.
But one of the things that you can do. Can you see me clearly?
Yes,
I'm reaching back as far as I can with my U shape. There's a thumb and second finger, not the first finger. And I'm reaching back as far as I can, and I'm dragging the muscles forward. My voice will change, by the way. And then I bring this thumb up, and I feather. This is another thing that's not in the book because people overdo it. So the reason I introduced the inner muscular, the inner vermilion circle, is because it's fresh. So with all the cold sores we've had and chapped and cold weather, it becomes a little bit gnarly, this part of the lip. So I come up with this. And you'll straight away buzz a higher note. Try it. Try it, guys. There you go.
I feel like I'm doing contortion.
See? No, but that's a C or an E, that is. And also when you just played, you played at the bottom part of the register. And after you've done a warm-up, I've got a jazz guy in London at the moment, and he's been restricted to a G for about 2 weeks, just the top G. So he just picks it up and goes ping, ping, nothing else. And after he's warmed up, of course, you don't smash your chops up. And now we're on an A. But you ought to hear the sound. It's enormous because it's in the muscle memory as opposed to force.
Yeah.
But I've got to put my disclaimer in. This bit of kit is just amazing. It really is.
Right.
You can see yourself, you wind that forward, your chin comes forward to the spring. Larry Marigliano has raved about it.
Yeah, I watched it earlier.
Think about it. He's invented his own gadget.
Yeah.
And he said mine is the only one he wants to talk about on his Zoom. I couldn't believe it when he phoned me. And he gave me a lot of airspace as well. So we're over 3,000 sales. I'm still in debt with the factory. It's a lot of money to make. It's a beautiful bit of kit. 100% money back guarantee, Andrea. Nobody has had the money back. No, you can't have your money back. No, nobody has asked for the money back. It's just a fact. It works. And Gary's got one. Where's Gary? Gary ain't come back on. We've lost Gary. I'll phone him up afterwards. He might feel left out. But it's just an amazing bit of kit. You get me as well. We'll have a session with it or two. The idea is this takes all the weight from the top lip, and you ease this towards your chin, and and you don't let your chin come back, Andrea. You bring your chin forward to greet it. But look what happens. Look. And there's your U. There's your U shape.
Okay.
But I know it's not the cheapest thing, but 2 mouthpieces would cover the price of it. And so many people buy mouthpieces and they ban their instruments, but basically they don't really know what they're looking for. And every trumpet and every mouthpiece, all the clinics I've done on the shows in Germany and America and LA and where else have I been with Warburton, the newness of a new instrument is such an adrenaline thing. I've got a new trombone here, actually. It's a few days old, ready for my album. I thought I'd treat myself to another trombone. I've changed the slide shapes and stuff. But the thing is, I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not just thinking, oh, that mouthpiece feels good. Of course it does. They've been at Butlins or they've been in a jazz festival or whatever, and they've been playing. And they go, oh, that feels great. And there's so much psychosmosis. Are you going to join me on this, Ashley? Am I making some sense here?
You make complete sense. I play pretty much on the same rim for everything. The only thing I change is depth for sound or to make it easier to blend with others. I've got the same range on whichever mouthpiece I play. It just sounds slightly different.
Yeah,
but
tone,
the really interesting thing with this, Marcus, is if you set a microphone up about 12 meters away from me, I pretty much sound like me on most of them.
Yeah.
So it's so tiny changes. The biggest change I do is my lead pipe, actually. To make it sound like a different trumpet. So I play a different setup for orchestral as what I would from big band stuff.
Yeah. Well, I went pro 100 years ago when I was 22, and the lead trombone came in one day. He said, I've obviously got the gig. He didn't say you got the gig. He said, I'd like you to give you this as a gift from New York. And it's a Giardinelli. It's not the same one. I like to say it is. I had one stolen in Germany when I was doing some clinics for Sturzel. Some nice person borrowed it. I hope they play half as well as what I have done over the years. But I've done everything on it. Sessions, brass band, jazz, big band. This is a wicked mouthpiece. So what I'm saying is, but the trombones I've changed, obviously, over the years. So I think what it is, I haven't got anything against the mouthpiece industry, but what I'm upset about is students when they walk around, these college guys. I saw them in LA and I saw them in Ohio at the International Trumpet Guild. Yeah, me being a member of the International Trumpet Guild. I thought I was going to get shot. They said, well, they make a special dispensation because I'm a trombone player. So, but basically, all joking aside, they don't know what mouthpiece they're looking for because they haven't got this right. And then they bend the mouthpieces, and that's trying to get the upstream and the downstream. And I've been accused by some, I don't want to call them all trolls, but everyone's got their own opinion, and I sort of go along with that. But if you can make that small adjustment of an upstream or a downstream and bring that air further into the mouthpiece, you'll have a much bigger sound without using the pressure. And getting back to the Stratus again, after a few minutes, you remove the chin rest, Andrea, and you play without it. I play with it all the time because I'm smashed up. I shouldn't be able to play. Ashley's known me a few years now, I think. I shouldn't be able to play with scar tissue and dystonia. I've just learned all about the muscles, and I dreamt this gadget. I dreamt this bad boy. I can't believe it. So after a while, when you've been playing it, the muscle memory likes this because the blood and oxygen can flow, and so when you move this, you play with a lot. You play a lot freer. You know. And with what you want to do, you want to be heard from the heart. You're a jazz player. You don't want metal, just metal on flesh. So, you know, at the risk of looking a fool, I just took the chin rest out. I normally play with it all the time, but this is a C. And if you can see my face, I'm not going. It's there. I can hear the note. And there's a chapter in the book. You probably smiled at that. Hear a note, sing a note. Hear a note, buzz a note. Hear a note, play a note. I just hear it. And the other thing is about with the Stratus, the notes don't go thinner. If you hear that C to C,
that's always a problem, isn't it?
If you can see my face, the middle C is as big. And it'll take a lot of weight without crumbling because the chin is not moving. And this is the stability. This is what you need to become a performer. If you want to play from the heart and you want to take yourself to the next level. Andrew, is it sinking in what you've got to do? You've got to keep the air going and just chop it up. It's like a sausage machine. The air doesn't stop. So whether you're going, or it's the same column of air, just chopped up differently. And I think if you go and work on that, just playing long notes, you don't even need to use your tongue to start with. Just go and get it. You'll end up with a sweeter sound because you're not blocking it. And the reason the reason your tongue's causing problem is you're not tonguing cleanly enough, and it's getting in the way of the air column. Okay. So Ashley, that will sort that out. That will. That's actually will.
I had a little play, Marcus, whilst you were obviously talking to some other people, and it was really interesting doing that exercise. Because watch what happens when I do the bottom lip. This is really interesting. So top lip. There's nothing there when I cover over the bottom lip. So there's no vibration on the top. So
because you've killed it.
So,
well, you might say to yourself, being the intelligent guy you are, is, well, why am I getting a sound out the top lip? Because you're using surface tension. But that runs out. That's, over the years.
Well, I did quit playing for 3 months because I'd had enough. So, I just had enough. So it just didn't work how it used to work. And I just went, well, it's obviously career's over. I've had enough. Let's move on.
Well, so what did you say there, Andrea? I talked across you.
Been there, yeah. I know how you feel, yeah. Sometimes you just think I can't do it, and it's just not working anymore. Yeah.
Well, I just put it in the box now, and I've found, with a bit of time and recovery, I've found my love again for it. So
that's really lovely, and that's what I'm all about. All my articles I've written for the magazines is helping players gain and maintain. We're not talking about super high notes. We're talking about enjoying music. So when you sit there, you think, yeah, I can hear that, I can play that, and I'm not going to cause any problems. And the other thing is, I can't say this, so I can't be quoted on this, but I've been treating a lot of people with focal dystonia, and the weight they've been using on the mouth has been phenomenal. And I'm not saying just weight and crushing the capillaries and over pressure as cause of vocal dystonia. But think about it. If you keep going into the boxing ring, the brain's going to go, you know what? I'm really getting fed up with this. And hence the words I come up with the stratus, cushions the blow. Stratus cushions the blow. And it really does. And the successes I've had, getting back to Larry Marigliano again, he developed his system and he got to the rooftops and he screamed about it. I get mine working, all my students all develop another octave, blah, blah, blah. I'm playing again and professionally. And I whispered about it. Stratus, it really works. And so I feel 4 years behind. I feel I've let you all down. But I needed the confidence of my own playing, if you understand. I needed the confidence of people like, I can name drop, Steve Waterman, Andrew Joy, Jens Lindman. I think, wow, is this really happening? So that's where I've got the confidence from, really. And if anybody knew me in my professional days, I hardly spoke. I hardly told anything. Who you been working with? Oh, just a busy backroom boy. I'd done 5 sessions that week, but I'd hardly talk about it. Oh, I've been on television 3 times. I'd hardly talk about it. I was just a player. And half the time, I didn't think about it. It was only when I lost it all with the accident, I'm thinking, God, I can't play. And that's when I really started to study and look at all sorts of things. But I've mostly done it myself because all the teachers just said, 15 hours of long notes, Marcus, blow it off. You're a good player. You'll get it back. But you won't. But Ashley, you're laughing.
Yeah, I've had that conversation quite a few times.
but they say it with such as,
you just need to get back. You just need to get back in the shed, get back to basics. In the shed, back to basics.
It's so demoralising, isn't it?
It's like a prescription. They go, 12. No, we're going to give you 15 hours. 15 hours of long notes. When I had this problem and it was developing after my, I was booked for a couple of CD sessions. No names here, and the producer phoned me up. He said, I hear you're not going to be on it. I said, no, I can't play. Oh, he said, we've thought about that. Coming on bass trombone for, come on bass trombone for most of the things and just play the solos. What? I can't play. What words aren't you getting that you can't play? So I give all my work to Andy Wood. And if you know about him, he's a bit of a top player. So, so even though I have lost some time being able to play with the bands and things, I've dropped the, what's the word? I've dropped the, I was bitter, really. Why me? Fell off stage and whatever. And I was bitter, but now, and I'm sure you've all seen some of the testimonies on the various social medias, and that's what I'm about now. I think, I'm going to help you play better. We can do this. And I'm just honoured that you're here today, Andrew, Ashley, Andrea. Really am. And I can help you get to the next level. And if you do decide to get the book or the videos, whatever, there was a guy on this morning and he's put a lovely testimony on. I don't know if you've seen it. What's his name? Dave Henley. And he said, I've stopped him wanting to give up. He got to the point where he wanted to give up. So there you go. So what trumpet playing are you doing now, Ashley? What are you up to? What would you be up to?
None. So just the occasional show or occasional dep on a big band. So I'm very picky about what I do because obviously I'm in school, 12 to 14 hours a day, passing on my knowledge. Yes, I do. As you do.
Will you use some of these tics and tips?
Well, that one about the bottom lip and the top lip I really like. That's cool to isolate it. I'm going to try the P one, the P tutor one as well. It was really interesting.
There's the book. There's the book.
I've just bought that one, yeah.
And all them things I've been talking to you and Andrew about are in the book. And there's a set of videos for you and show your students. And you got my ugly face doing all this. You know. So Andrea, let's give you something positive to do.
Okay.
Stop playing the note you're going to play. So what I could start you off on is you play a lick, and just do and keep going back to we'll start you off on an E, not particularly high note, but you go. Then you play the E, and that's your pre-pitch, and you keep it there. And you keep checking that note is not off the shelf, and then take it up to the. I can't use another position because I've got no room, so I'll go to the F, your G. Get the picture.
Yeah.
And then instead of playing the G in open, play it in, even if it's out of tune. Play it in first and third, and then your A you play in third, and then you're playing a G and an A with the same pitch. I can't get my slide out, but you get the picture. And you play it, and then you play your lick in whatever you're working on, you know. So you go back to it. You check it's on the shelf.
Yeah.
And just so the note becomes nothing. So it becomes not a problem at all. Not you're going to say, well, I can play G, I can play A. I know you can do all of it. It's just the attitude that you're playing it on. You know, you're seeing the note. You go, ooh. Don't look at your notes. I'm working on this album. I want to do this album with no music.
Yeah, I don't. So, I learn most of the things without music.
Well, that's lovely. That's lovely. Immediately you switch to the harp, but directly you're increasing that pressure, and you're getting thin notes. That's when you start to think, oh,
yeah.
That's when you get demoralised. You think, why don't I sound like Chet Baker? You know, why don't you sound like whoever you've said?
You'd remember that, yeah.
Sorry?
I say you remembered that, the Chet Baker.
I did. There's some memory there, but I'm seeing about 30 people some weeks, and I keep saying I'll have a day off, but there was a lot of hunger out there. There was a lot of hunger out there to go to the next level, and it's just like, oh, Marcus, he'll help you. He's helped me, or you know, so. I'm trying to. Well, over the last 4 years, I've enjoyed it more. When I first started learning to play again, it's been like Ashley said in the box. You know, I nearly sold all my instruments, and I think, what do I need them for? I've only got 5 notes. I can only play 5 notes. You know. So, any more questions at all? Anybody? Ashley.
No, thank you for your time, Marcus.
No,
it's been amazing.
Great. Thank you. Yeah.
Very kind of you.
And how much is it? How much is it again? I can't remember.
What the Stratos is 225. Delivery's included in that. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there's a bit of feedback on there.
It's 225, and it comes set up ready to go on your instrument. I send it out. I send it out loaded with one of the fittings, and I think delivery's better now. 4 days, I think now.
Yeah.
But honestly, we'll do a session like this, just me and you, and I'll get you working with it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew, Ashley, Andrew. Keep in touch. Ashley, are you on my Brass Embouchure advice page?
Yeah, I am, Marcus, yeah.
Leave us a bit of a testimonial.
I will do. I will do, Marcus. Say about fantastic work as you're doing. So well done, mate.
Oh, it's a bit lonely sometimes, honestly, especially when not everybody smiles and goes, "What? Where's the noise coming from? What microphone is making the noise?"
Feedback somewhere, isn't there?
Let me just turn mine off. See if it's mine.
It's yours.
It's mine.
It's yours.
It's my school system being a pain. Sorry.
So, yeah. So what was I saying? What was I saying? What were you saying?
Well, you were saying it was a bit lonely, and that
oh yeah, it's very lonely, and that's why one of the tracks on the album is one voice, and the idea is to have players like you that I've helped come and play on it. You know, like a Feed the World.
Yeah.
We play 4 bars each.
Nice.
So I'm doing 2 numbers, Feed the World and Hallelujah, both in the same thing. Craig Stevens has done the beautiful arrangement of it. And Callum Moore is doing When You Wish Upon a Star. I'm a lucky guy. I phoned these people up. Mark Nightingale did the first one for me.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well, I used to dep for him, believe it or not, when I could play in the days at Nijo. Don't think I could dep for him now. Anyway, he sent me this solo. He said, "I've written you something." And he's done me another arrangement of, what's it called? Sleep Tonight, Tommy Dorsey. So I've got some work to do that, and I'm really honoured that these top arrangers want to play with me. You know, it's magic. But getting back to playing from the heart, that's what it's all about. We're not just going to be trumpet players or trombone players. We want to be musicians. We want to be artists. You know. What are you going to play me then on the way out, Ashley? What are you going to play me?
Oh, what do you want to hear, Marcus? Do you want a bit of Virgin Bella Macarena? That all right?
You want to be careful you get run over by a bull.
It still works.
I love the mariachi trumpet. I really do. I think it's great. I was looking for a solo.
The speed of the bit.
Yeah.
I was looking for a solo that would have a little bit of the Andalusian feel about what you've just said. And I probably need to have an accordion on it. I haven't found the piece of music yet. So if you have any suggestions,
I'll have a think tonight, Marcus.
That'd be lovely. Okay, so Andrea,
yes,
here for you,
Thank
for all
you.
of you.
Thank you.
Andrew, keep in touch. Leave me a little testimonial. And what you really could help me with is if you go onto YouTube. That's gone again, that microphone. You go on YouTube and leave me a like and a what do you call them? Subscribe, because YouTube isn't taking me seriously enough. They don't if there's no activity.
Oh, okay.
So I've got some things on there called Tunes to Two. Too easy for you though, Andrea. And I've even put a Justin Bieber number on that's had more bloody hits than one of the standards has. What's going on there? All right. See you all then. Bye-bye.
Okay, take care.
Thank you. Bye, Ashley. Bye, Andrea. Bye, Andrea.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thanks, Marcus.
Cheers, Ashley. Keep in touch.
Yeah, will do. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Look forward to your testimonial. Cheers.
Yeah, I'll like your YouTube channel. I'll try and do a little video on mine about it as well.
Oh, you're a lovely man.
So
all right. You're too busy for that, Ashley.
Oh no, I'll make time, Marcus. You've made time for me, so fair's fair. So I'll look after you.
God bless you.
You look after yourself. See you soon.
Thanks, very kind of you. Thank you. Bye.